Hey guys, PrinceofMacedon here. I'm going to play this game called Total War Rome 2. Just a warning, I'm going to play this game at very low graphical settings, and that's just because my computer is very inadequate. So, I'm going to play a historical battle. This will be the Battle of Raphia. That way you can see some Hellenistic factions at work here. And I'm going to play on Legendary mode. That is the hardest difficulty that this game allows for.
It is 200.
So, this battle took place in 217 BC between the Ptolemies of Ptolemy IV and Antiochus III of the Seleucid Empire. And it's fun to note that both of these kings were both in their mid-20s when this battle took place. They're both very young. And also in Macedon, Philip V was also about the same age. And they were all contemporaries. So I'm going to skip all these cutscenes here. And for this battle, I am the Ptolemies here.
Our elephants will not stand being close to those of the enemy.
And you can see they're warning me that my African elephants are no match for the Indian elephants of the Seleucids. So keep them away at all costs, otherwise the African elephants that I possess will be in serious trouble here. So I'm going to go out and harass the computer opponent here with some harassment techniques, I suppose. But yeah, the Ptolemies, I think this is awesome that they made the Egyptians here more relevant to their time period. In the first Rome, it was a fun faction to use, but that Egyptian faction was not really consistent with the other factions in the game. This time, the Ptolemies are better represented as being a Hellenistic faction. Very similar to the Seleucids, I suppose. But they have some specialist units that differ. Their specialist units are African war elephants, Egyptian infantry, and Galatian swordsmen. So you can see that only a portion of my army are actually phalanx troops. Those are my Camel Archers right there. And that's the little insert mode where you can see what your guys are seeing. It's pretty neat. But I'm going to use them to harass the opponent, harass those elephants. I put my guys in flaming mode there. That's something new that you couldn't do in Rome 1. You couldn't put your horse archers or camel archers in flaming mode. In this game you can, so I'm gonna definitely go for those elephants. And I also sent a horse unit down the other wing to harass. So I got my foot archers in flaming mode. So you still got the flaming mode in this game for your foot units, for your foot archers.
Yes, Commander. At your service.
And you can see I do have two phalanx capable units here.
Yes, Commander.
And a lot of my other guys are swordsmen, like my Galatians. So yeah, there's my Camel Archer unit. I'm trying to harass those elephants of the Seleucids, but the computer's doing a good job of steering away from my missiles there. See that? As I try to get closer, they run away. And there are enemy troops trying to ward me off from accomplishing my mission there.
Camel Archers! Quickly now!
But yeah, this was an interesting battle. And you could say it was a result of the Battle of Ipsus in 301 BC. Not a direct result, but it was an ongoing result. But after the Battle of Ipsus, the Antiochus were defeated, and they divided up the territory, or the coalition divided up the territory of the Antiochus. And Seleucus was rewarded with Syria. Unfortunately, the Ptolemies still had troops in the region, and they refused to vacate the area, thinking it deserved, that it belonged to them, deservedly so. And Seleucus, the Seleucids were unwilling to relinquish their claims on it. So what followed were 3 long wars over this region here, lasting just as long as the Punic Wars between Rome and Carthage. So yeah, still harassing those elephants, or trying to, but the computer is putting troops to intercept me, or putting troops to run a block for those elephants. But I think those elephants are a huge component of the Seleucid army in this battle. So I have elephants of my own, but they are the African elephants. And the advisor was warning me not to get them close to the Indian elephants of the Seleucids. But yeah, there are each faction has their own specialist units. Rome has Praetorian Guards, Auxiliary Cav, and Gladiators. And my favorite faction, the Macedonians, their special units are the Shield Bearers, the Foot Companions, and the Companion Cav. But anyway, this battle is not proceeding anyway at all like the historical battle of Gaza, aka Raphia. in the actual battle. There was a cav fight, both wings and elephants, and both factions were winning and losing on both wings. It was kind of a mix-up. Antiochus went for a glory charge like Alexander on the Ptolemaic cav. It was succeeding. And King Ptolemy was actually located opposite of King Antiochus. Like, Ptolemy was on the left wing on his army, and Antiochus was on his right wing. So those guys were, theoretically, they could have met in battle. But Ptolemy left his portion of the battle because it was too hectic where the cav fight was, and he re-emerged with the phalanx, and that appearance of Ptolemy next to the phalanx gave them a boost, and they already outnumbered the Seleucid phalanx. So the Ptolemaic phalanx was actually owning the Seleucids, even though the charge by Antiochus succeeded for the most part. He failed to turn back and assist his phalanx, and that's a mistake he repeated later on at the Battle of Magnesia against the Romans. So you can drive home the charge, but you have to bring it back and come back and assist your infantry body. Alright, so the fight's about to start. You can see my foot archers disintegrated those elephants on flaming mode. Did you see that? Like, barely any shots, and that thing just disintegrated. Pretty sweet action there. And I lost a unit there. You can see they're routing. But I swung all of my cav to my right wing, for the most part. I left my chariots way in the extreme right in the rear, and I left my elephants also in the rear.
Infantry at your command.
So it's a pretty good fight so far. And yeah, the Ptolemies here, they have a lot of Egyptian native troops here, which is correct, because Ptolemy did train the Egyptians to fight in a phalanx style. I don't think they are fighting a phalanx here, but there are Egyptian units present though, which is pretty important. Because after this battle, it gave sense of nationalism to the Egyptian natives, and they ended up making their own kingdom, which lasted for quite a bit. Because yeah, when the Egyptians saw that they could fight just as well as their Hellenistic counterparts, then they're like, hey, we should have our own kingdom. Anyways, I'm going to use the insert camera mode. This is a close what's happening. My spears are fighting those companion cav units of the Seleucids. And as I said, my computer's inadequate, so it is lagging quite a bit. Sorry about that. But now I'm gonna throw in my cav. I'm gonna do a concentrated blow on the enemy's rear there, right on their skirmish units here. That should get rid of them at least. And I got my chariots moving too. But you can see the controls are very similar to Shogun. Your guys will run by default if you just single click. And yeah, I'm glad they showed the Battle Raphia again in Rome 2. They had it in Rome 1, but in Rome 2, this is a much better representation of the actual battle. This was like one of the biggest battles of the Hellenistic world, involving over 150,000 participants. But both commanders, both kings, were very inexperienced. As I said, they're both young. So like, while these two were fighting with their cav, the phalanx of both armies were pretty much doing nothing. They were waiting word for what to do, because both kings were engaged in battle. One of the weaknesses of the Hellenistic style of leadership is that the leaders had to be engaged in combat in order to inspire their men. But at the same time, it meant that they were unable to give commands when they were busy. Some commanders did it better than the others in terms of commanding, such as Alexander the Great and Philip II. But these two were, as I said, they were experienced, so they couldn't really migrate their army as well as Alexander and Philip. But you can see in this battle, I have a very strong positional advantage against the Seleucids here. I mean, a lot of my guys are routing. We're going to do the insert mode here again. Those are my archers. They look really awesome here. Imagine this on a good computer, how awesome it'll look. So yeah, I am contending with a bit of lag, but totally worth it. I'll be upgrading my computer as the weeks go on. My original plan was to get a new computer altogether, but that didn't happen. So I'm gonna try to go the upgrade route. So I'm gonna add more RAM and try to get a new CPU. And then hopefully I can play this game really well. I just got a new video card. It's a GTX 650 Ti boost. But that's not enough to eliminate the lag, unfortunately. Excellent game, though. And yeah, this is a really great battle if you like history, just because it's two Hellenistic superpowers going at it with each other. Like, Roman Carthage had their thing, but the Ptolemies and the Seleucids had their own thing, and it was just as epic as the Punic conflict, in my opinion.
We await your command.
We await your commands. So yeah, my guys are very much in control of this battle. The Seleucids still have some pike units, I believe, so they're still holding their ground. But I'm sending more troops to circle around and pinch or whatever Seleucid troops are remaining here. Yeah, there's some silver shield pikes. But yeah, the Ptolemies did win this battle. So they kept control of Syria. Unfortunately, Ptolemy's son, he ended up losing Syria at the Battle of Panion in 200 BC. So it was a short-lived victory. But as I said, these guys fought for this region like forever. Forever and ever and ever. Syria is very important to these guys.
Ready for orders.
But yeah, you can see that this game is a very epic. Even though I'm lagging, you can see the scale. You get all these insert modes where you can watch your guys up close. Kind of like Napoleon and Shogun and Empire. And yeah, there's a lot of features that have been added. And I don't show it in this battle, but there is a tactical map. When you hold the tab button, you can see an overhead view of the battlefield, and it's pretty nifty.
Spearmen, ready for orders.
But yeah, you can see my computer struggling to keep up with this action.
Commander, you have done it.
So there,
Antiochus
Ptolemies
and
have
his
won the
army.
battle. Take that, Antiochus. Go back to Asia Minor. This area belongs to the Ptolemies.
For the pharaoh, strength unto him.
But yeah, I can't wait to delve into the multiplayer battles. Cannot wait, guys. Where I can use Macedon. But it's such a pleasure using Hellenistic kingdoms in action. Seeing the Seleucids and Ptolemies. And those are the results. So I got a Pyrrhic victory. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. And you'll be seeing many more Rome videos from me. Rome 2 videos. And I will be upgrading my computer, so the graphics will get better as time progresses. Thanks for watching.